In this video, we take a look at a common diagram created during the process of problem decomposition, a structure diagram. As covered in a previous video in this series, decomposition simply means breaking a problem down into smaller, more manageable parts. This is because dealing with many different stages of a problem at once is much more difficult than breaking a problem down into a number of smaller parts and solving each of those one at a time. A common tool to us when decomposing a problem is that of a structure diagram. We create structure diagrams using an approach known as stepwise refinement. Let's work through an example now. So at the very top level of our structure diagram, we have the name of our overall program. So for the purpose of our example, let's assume we're writing a program which will deal with handling wages for a company, calculating and paying them out, for example. After some initial analysis, we would start to break down the overall problem into its main tasks you need it to perform. Now, there's no right or wrong way to do this. With practice over time, you will get better. We might decide, for example, that this program has three distinct main parts: inputting all of the employees' details, calculating their pay, and producing their pay slips. These would all go into the next level down in our structure diagram. Now, bear in mind that some of these modules, broken down into the first layer, might not actually need breaking down any further. Others might still be quite complex and require breaking down into smaller parts. For example, we might decide that calculate pay should be broken down into two distinct parts. Calculate gross pay, that's all money coming in, and calculate total deductions, all money going out. These would go underneath calculate pay at the next level down in our structure diagram. You would carry on this process, breaking down any stage which is still too complex into smaller, more manageable chunks. So again, you might decide that calculate pay actually has far too much complexity in it and needs breaking down into 4 separate problems to tackle, e.g. calculate income tax, calculate national insurance, calculate non-paid sick days, and calculate pension contributions. Once again, these would all need to go underneath calculate deductions at the next level down of our structure diagram. As you can see from the example we've been building up on the right, different sections of your program will end up being broken down to different levels. It all depends how complex they are. The end result, though, is always the same, and that is that every lowest level node on your structure diagram should be trying to achieve a single task. This means they can then easily be coded as a single module or subprogram. So just to recap, one method of designing a solution to a problem is by creating structure diagrams. Structure diagrams illustrate problem decomposition. They can be used for developers to understand a problem to code and to share with users during systems analysis. They are produced using a method known as stepwise refinement. We break the problem down using decomposition into smaller and smaller components. Some areas of the program will need breaking down more than others, and the lowest level nodes should achieve a single task. These can then be coded as a single module or subprogram.